It feels so great to be at Busch Gardens Tampa today, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to have a really good day here at the park. Now, as you can tell, I'm not wearing shades today because, well, it's relatively cloudy today, so it's rather unusual, but here we are here. Now, I've been coming to Busch Gardens Tampa for 20 years, and 20 years really is quite an experience. So you really get a good feel of the park when you take a visit for that long. Anyways, while we're here, I'm going to show you 10 things that are worth your trip to Busch Gardens Tampa alone. In my personal opinion, you definitely have to check out while you're at the park. The first one on this list is, of course, Ride Iron Gwazi. As of right now, the newest roller coaster to open at the park. And my personal favorite, too. Iron Gwazi is a roller coaster made by Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC for short, and is a hybrid roller coaster that opened up in 2022. And as I make this video, it's actually getting close to its second birthday, which is absolutely scary that we're at that point in time. But this roller coaster has been well received by the park and by the fans alike. And you know what? I'm glad it is here in the park. It took over the original Gwazi, and I gotta say, this is one of the most dynamic roller coasters to ever open at the park, and I love everything about this. And speaking of the devil, here it goes right now. This roller coaster is awesome, and we're gonna hitch around it right now, so we'll see you after the ride. Now, a quick heads up about Iron Gwazi is that at the day that I'm here recording this, it is March 6th, so when you do see this, depending on the timeline when you do show up, it may start getting a little crowded because spring break is coming up. But this roller coaster is a huge, huge ride. This is the biggest in the park and the fastest overall, and also the tallest, I should say, as well. But do not let it disturb you. It is unbelievably awesome. You have to check it out when you're here, but beware of those lines and dispatches. That could be the only thing holding it back, but it's still such a fantastic ride. And before I leave Iron Gwazi, just for those who've never been in an RMC before, this is the seat what it has here. So it has these very comfortable seats that are over here. And these here feel fantastic. With the seat belt, which is used on every RMC you could find. A zipper pouch that's here in case you gotta put like a phone or anything in there. The only thing that does hold it back is these little ankle or leg restraints, I guess you could say. They do feel a little distracting, but it's still good nonetheless. So, number 2. It is the Cheetah Run, while also having Cheetah Hunt in the background. Trust me, hearing Cheetah Hunt in the background, well, fantastic to see there. Awesome. Now, the cheetah exhibit is actually one of my favorite animals to actually check out in all of Busch Gardens Tampa, and it is a very big fan favorite. You get to see cheetahs roam around in the field that's out there. And of course, if you're lucky, when Cheetah Run comes around, you get to see them chase after a rabbit, whatnot, or at least a stuffed rabbit, I guess you could say. But what's cool is you get fantastic views like this of the cheetah that's right around here, as well as the surrounding area that it is all around in this area. But of course, the cheetah here is really, really cool to spot. And of course, very cool with the crowds all together too, especially in this Florida heat. Speaking of the cheetah, he's actually going by the water dish over there, digging some dirt up and eating something over there. So that's cool to say the least. And what's really cool too is certain exclosures, you really get to get a lot of really good views like this with the animals, which is fantastic to say the least. Number 3, the Serengeti Overlook. Now, the Serengeti Overlook is a very great place to eat. It has fantastic views of the animals outside too. But also for people who do love drinking beer, this is also one of the best places to actually get an alcoholic drink of any kind. Even outside of beer as well, like other spirits. Inside the Overlook, it is home to Oasis Pizza and the Giraffe Bar. Of course, as mentioned with Oasis Pizza, it serves pizza, but it's not just pizza. It serves chicken parmesan sandwiches, meatball subs, Caesar salads, and of course Safari Kids meals. And of course, right across from it is the Giraffe Bar, where you get beer, frozen specialty cocktails, and of course, seltzers. But see, personally, I can show you what the best thing is about the Serengeti Overlook. And it's this view right over here. Of course, no matter where you sit or stand, you get to view all the wildlife that's around the area. We are talking giraffes, zebras, birds, antelope, and many other animals that like to roam around within the area. And of course, you really get to see these animals from this close up. It's absolutely incredible to see it from here. Definitely recommend it when you get a chance to go around into this area and see the beautiful landscape around here too. Number 4, visiting Egypt and definitely doing the other best roller coaster in the entire park, and that's Montu, Busch Gardens Tampa. Now, even though Egypt is home to 2 roller coasters, to my left, Cobra's Curse, and straight ahead, Montu, I do prefer Montu a lot because it has one of my favorite coaster models ever, the B&M Invert. Montu is a B&M Invert, which means it's the track, the roller coaster that's hanging below where your legs are dangling. It is one of the best inverts that has ever been produced by Bolliger & Mabillard, in my personal humble opinion, and has been thrilling guests for almost 30 years, which is very hard enough to believe it's actually reached that point in time. But it's honestly one of the best inverts that's ever been created in the history of man, and I have to say, I love this with all my heart, and I hope Busch Gardens continues to preserve it for as long as possible. You gotta love it. Now, Montu, I've been riding ever since 2002, and it just still keeps continuing fantastic, smooth rides that to this day, I'm so glad and blessed to have this in my home park. So we're gonna get on that right now, and I will see you at the end for the rest of the countdown going on by. God, I love Montu. Easily the second best roller coaster in the park. But you know what, man? I love it so much. It's why it remains a childhood classic to me, and I will love it till the day I die. Let's continue on. Number 5, the transportation rides here at Busch Gardens Tampa. Now, when making this video right here, there was only one transportation ride, which would be the train ride over here, which there is 2 train station areas. There is Nairobi and Stanleyville. But now the Skyride has fully reopened, and that's great to see. But be aware, if you are riding Skyride, a couple of notes. First, it's open from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Second, you do have to be a pass holder in order to ride it for free. Otherwise, well, you have to pay $5. Now, of course, I am a pass member, which means I do get it for free. But I do want to make a quick side note. To the left of me is Cheetah Hunt, or at least the entrance of Cheetah Hunt. But the main station is up there, as you can see. Now, personally, I don't really have an issue with Cheetah Hunt, but there is one problem that I myself don't like, and that is the restraints that are used for it. They are not my favorite. In fact, they are the worst of the restraints in all of Busch Gardens Tampa, again, in my humble, honest opinion. However, let's get to the main reason, number 5. The transportation rides at Busch Gardens Tampa are absolutely awesome. The Sky Ride, in my humble opinion, is the best of the 2 because you get some fantastic views up in the air of some of your favorite attractions and animals while you're up there. And plus, not only that, Sky rides are very, very rare to come around nowadays because most of the parks get rid of their Sky rides because of, you know, all the wear and tear that are around there, and there's not many parks you can find them there. But as you see though, they just recently renovated their Sky Ride, and now it is back open. So now, we're gonna get on that right now and show you some views, including the new coaster coming on out, Phoenix Rising. Now, of course, I also do want to show one of the train stations that actually is over here. So this is the Nairobi train station. This is the way you normally would enter. This would be the stroller parking to the right, and to the left is where you enter if you were trying to get on the train. Now, this train normally is very, very popular, but because we're here on a Wednesday before spring break crowds are here, that's why the park is definitely on the very quiet side today, which, to be honest, feels really good. But at the same time, that means we can get on a lot of rides. But today, that's why I'm filming for you guys. So, how you normally enter the train, and there's your enter right there. Number 6, definitely this awesome place to eat. Dragonfire Grill. Now, Dragonfire Grill is located in the Pantopia area and offers more variety for food, especially, well, if you're in the Picky Eaters Club. So if you got a kid who's a picky eater, it definitely really comes in handy. Besides, they got more than one different type of food that's around here. Inside the area, they have multiple areas to order food in, 4 to be exact. They have chicken, Mexican, where you can find tacos and rice bowls and taco salads, burgers, and the Asian walk. Definitely check it out when you can, because The food here is actually very, very good in this spot. Honest opinion, if you want my choice of what I think is the best, I'd say the Asian wok is probably the top of the list. Very, very good. And then I'd probably say the burgers, then the Mexican, then the chicken. So that's just my honest opinion though. And at times they do have live entertainment that do actually show up in this area and perform while you're eating. So for today they have Icons, which is a disco type of show that goes around here where they play a lot of classic disco songs along the way. You can see the giant disco ball up there too. I've never seen it, but looks interesting. Number 7, Kumba, which as of making of this video has installed a brand new sign right up here, which looks very, very good to say the least. But Kumba is the oldest B&M operating here in Tampa and in the park. Opened in 1993. This revolutionary looper was the start of B&M's renaissance. It has 7 loops. It's a sit-down looper, and it's such a smooth and intense experience. And of course, the incredible roar. Listen carefully. Is probably one of the few roller coasters I have ridden the most out of. I would say between that and Montu are the two that I've ridden the most all in my life here. Kumba does hold a soft spot because, well, it definitely has this iconic look, including that loop through the lift hill, which is absolutely phenomenal, or at least I should say over the lift structure, whatever way is how to pronounce it. However, One Train Operations likes to happen this ride a lot. In the meantime, I'm gonna hitch a ride in right now and show you more about Kumba. Now, everything about Kumba is very revolutionary with the style of make that's there, including the supports that's there, the box track design that's used that you can see right over here, the chain lift mechanism which is underneath the track that really was inspirational going up the lift hill, and of course, how powerful these inversions are. It is an old school B&M after all. So of course, everything about these inversions really hit the positive G's if you are a big fan of them there. Number 8, the Tiger Trail. Or basically seeing the tigers and orangutans. Now I know what you're thinking when you're hearing that part. Tigers and orangutans, are they in the same habitat? No, not really. That's kind of comical if that were the case. But I will say one thing though. The tigers and orangutans really are a vastly underrated spot to actually see the animals. In fact, a lot of the photos that you can find over at Busch Gardens Tampa for animals will include the cheetahs, tigers, orangutans, the giraffes, and of course the rhinos. Those are the most popular animals you will find around the park. But there is a hidden spot to really see the tigers, really in a good area. You enter this spot down below these stairs and you go up this ladder right here to see the tiger from there. Now what's cool is up here is you get a really good view of the tiger, which ironically is actually by this window right over here, and he's just chilling out sleeping. But it's really cool how you get this up close to the animal, and you really, it's a great photos along the way. But the fact that you have this viewing area here is absolutely awesome. There's been times when the tiger will be right up here and just be chilling up there. But today, he's sleeping. Impressive to say the least. Now the tiger exhibit is right over here where we walk through, and this is the other side of it. And then over here is where the orangutans are. One, I don't know how well you can see it here. It's up on this tower right over here, right around the edge. You can kind of see where the fur is kind of hanging out there. There is another one. He's hanging right over there. We'll show you that right now. And speaking of the other orangutan, you kind of can see, oh, here you can see it. I'm going to go right over here because this is the best where you probably can see it. But look at him. Oh, this is awesome. It's like only the 3rd time I've ever seen him like in these areas, but they do like to come over here. It's just the times that I'm here, they don't like being in this area. They normally like to be up on the top, getting some fresh air and chilling out and all that, but this is cool that they're actually right over here. That's awesome. Number 9, the last of the roller coasters, SheiKra. SheiKra is a B&M dive roller coaster here in Busch Gardens Tampa. It opened up in 2005, which hard to believe it's been that long. I'll tell you what, the ride still is an amazing showstopper from left to right. It may be a kind of short ride, but don't let it distract you. This roller coaster goes up 200 feet, has a 90-degree drop, and it has two really good drops along the way, as well as a nice overbanked section and a splashdown heading into the brakes. It definitely is a fan favorite, and it is used for a lot of clickbait. Now, of course, as you see here, this is where the splashdown area is at, and I would be careful. You ever come from these stairs right over here, don't ever walk toward where these puddles are, because many people will fall for it, and they'll get absolutely soaked over here, especially when the summer really kicks in. Here, I'm going to show you the drop. Now, this drop is absolutely intimidating for a first-time rider, but for me, well, it's what makes the ride as is. And that splashdown, oh yeah, definitely is worthy to see. Sheikra is a very world-class ride, and again, is also made by B&M. This was the first dive coaster to ever feature in North America, and Busch definitely got a lot of publicity when it first came out. And ever since then, it's been a fan favorite amongst the general public of people who come to Busch Gardens Tampa. However, lately it's been running 1 or 2 train operations during the weekdays, but on weekends, oh yeah, it definitely will crowd up for sure. So make sure you plan accordingly when you do Sheikra. And last but not least, number 10, checking out Lori Landing and feeding the birds. Now, Lori Landing is near the Sesame Street area for the kids, and you enter through this doorway right over here. And what's cool is you can actually walk in for free, but if you also want to feed the lorikeets, it is $6 per cup, which is nectar. And honestly, it's really, really cool because there's more than lorikeets. There's many different birds around the area. For instance, in this cage is a great blue Turaco, and there's 2 of them that are here that you can see in this cage. This one here has just been chilling out this whole time. It's been staying in that spot ever since. Really cool to say the least. And then over here is a red-fronted macaw, keeping the beak warm. But the main thrill is opening this doorway and actually seeing the lorikeets over here. You'll actually see plenty of them as you walk into here. But the only way they're going to get onto you is, well, if you have nectar. As you can see, I have no nectar, because the other hand's got the camera. But take a look up close, you can see though. Look at it. Showing off its color and beauty. And its chirpiness too. So trust me, when that nectar comes in, they will flood over the person. For example, you'll see these people right over here as she has nectar, and you're going to see all the birds flock on her probably within the next few seconds. Now, of course, as mentioned, the nectar is $6 here. And of course, when you feed them, at times they will hop on your hand, your shoulder, or even your head, and they'll try to have the nectar from there. But beware, these birds do love to fight. Now, outside all of the rides, this actually is one of the loudest areas for the animals that are here because, well, as you can tell, they are birds, and they're the ones that are chirping a lot as you are in this encounter area over here. But is absolutely underrated because you get to see a lot of birds around here, and you really get to interact with them left and right. It's very hands-on, which is awesome. But my favorite animals that are here are the blue macaws you can see right over here. These things are absolutely beautiful over here, and they are definitely extremely loud when they are talking to them. They have 2 that are in this cage right over here. One actually walking across here. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's staring menacingly. Like, comment, subscribe there, buddy, to WeTheCoasters. Funny enough, this bird's actually been holding still, getting to be all camera ready and all that, and she's just soaking in the view and all that, which is awesome. Ever since I kind of moved over here, she just moved from that branch right over there and just kind of migrated its way over to here. Look at, showing off the good side. Look at you, you are beautiful. I don't want to pet you because I don't want to get my finger bit. But just want to showcase, this bird is awesome. And that is the 10, in my personal humble opinion, are the things to do at Busch Gardens Tampa. Love how that's going on while you hear Sesame Street in the background, which is great. But I feel like I want to give a quick honorable mention outside of Cheat Hunt to Cobra's Curse, which is the family roller coaster that is next to Montu. It is very good. However, lately it has been running a little odd, and I don't know what it is, so my timing has been off. And Serengeti Flyer. Mainly the reason for that I didn't show it is because, well, as of making of the recording, right now it is down for annual maintenance. So if it was going down for annual maintenance, it would be in the top 10, and it would probably be up in the top 5 at least. But again, that's Not in numerical order. I would show it off, but it is unfortunate to say the least. But you're probably like me and just want to ride Iron Gwazi all day long because you're a big roller coaster fanatic and you just don't mind everything else, but you're just a big thrill seeker. Don't worry, there is nothing wrong with that. Besides, especially when it's a day like today when there's no one here, it's definitely great to have unlimited rides on this, especially with how the crowds have been. And that's what I'm gonna be doing right about now. Oh yeah, you already know what time it is. Time to get that ride in. Let's go, baby! Woo! Oh yeah! Woo! Yeah, boy! Woo! Yeah! Oh yeah! Now my favorite part, one up. Woo! 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 Yeah! Woo! And that is one awesome ride. And just like that, the park's closed after 13 rides. That's awesome. What a great day at Busch. Before we go, look at it's the Gwazi kitty. Look at her. Oh, she's adorable. But of course, that's gonna do it for today's video. What do you guys think? You guys think you agree with that top 10 rundown? Maybe some changes? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel here at WeTheCoasters. And of course, follow us on all of our socials. Facebook, X, Instagram, Threads. Until then, goodbye everybody. Here from Busch Gardens Tampa. I'll see you guys until the next video. Peace out.